Not far away, inside the Zuyu Tower, Xiao Han watched it all with cold eyes. Commoners are always so short-sighted. Trash that the Zhao family threw away. And these peasants are treating it like some sacred treasure. Pathetic. But thinking about his ex-fiancée, about to get cozy with another man, a wave of irritation hit him out of nowhere. What a buzzkill. Watching a bunch of clowns put on a show is an insult to my eyes. With that, he turned and walked away. Meanwhile, at the Lin family gate, the wedding sedan had just touched down. The matchmaker called out. Lin Qingyue took a deep breath under her veil. She reached out a trembling hand. When the red ribbon was caught by someone on the other end, she felt a steady grounding strength. That evening, after the ceremony, she was escorted to the bridal chamber. Lin Qingyue's red veil was gently lifted, but as she slowly raised her eyes, she froze. Staring back at her was a strikingly handsome face. Honestly, he could hold his own against any elite disciple she'd ever seen. He smiled at her, warm and easy. "My lady." His voice was smooth and gentle. Something in Lin Qingyue's chest quietly loosened. At least he's not hard to look at. But the real surprise was still coming. That night, Lin Qingyue sat stiffly at the edge of the bed, her cheeks flushing at the thought of what came next. After all, she was still a proper young lady. But for some reason, I didn't pounce on her like some animal. Instead, I walked to the table and brought back a bowl of herbal soup. This is a Guyuan tonic I had specially prepared. You're still recovering from your injuries. Your body's weak. Drink it while it's hot. Lin Qingyue looked up, stunned. She met a pair of eyes filled with genuine concern. Her voice trembled slightly. "You're not gonna consummate?" I set down the bowl. "We've got all the time in the world. I know you're hurting inside, and your body isn't fully healed. Focus on getting better first. The rest can wait." With that, I smiled and gently tucked a strand of hair behind her ear. In my past life, I was a total playboy. I ran through women like nothing. I knew every trick in the book. Sure, you could score a good time, but only sincerity earns you sincerity back. And sure enough, that one gesture hit like a wave of warmth and melted the last wall around Lin Qingyue's heart. From the moment she got hurt, everyone had been calculating her worth, sneering at her broken body. He was the only one who actually cared about her, who looked out for her. Right as I was about to turn and leave, a pale, delicate hand suddenly grabbed me. "Husband, it's a little cold tonight." "Don't go." The curtains fell. The room went warm. The next morning, I was holding onto the wall, legs barely working as I stumbled out of the bedroom. I had seriously underestimated a cultivator's physique. Even with her cultivation crippled, she was still leagues above any ordinary person. But thinking back on last night, I snapped right back to it. I glanced back at the closed door and clenched my fist. A little pain never hurt anyone. For the sake of immortality, a little back pain is nothing. After more than a month of effort, Lin Qingyue was finally pregnant. At the same time, on the bloodline fruit tree in my mind, a red bloodline fruit was slowly taking shape. I was thrilled. The day Lin Qingyue gave birth would be the day I harvested the fruit. But for some reason, as the belly grew bigger, the baby needed more and more nutrients. It was even draining Lin Qingyue, a former cultivator. I was running around in a panic, completely clueless about what was wrong. But Lin Qingyue just looked up calmly. "Husband, this is a sign the child has a spirit root. In our clan, whenever a child with a spirit root is born, the mother suffers as the spiritual energy feeds back into the child. But this is also the greatest of blessings." Hearing that, my heart went from panic to pure joy. A spirit root doesn't just mean he can walk the path of cultivation, it means the quality of the bloodline fruit will be beyond imagination. In the days that followed, I spared no expense hunting down spirit herbs and rare medicines, and took care of Lin Qingyue like she was everything. She watched me rushing around for her, eyes full of tenderness. Even though I was just a regular man now, she'd never felt more happy. Days passed. Lin Qingyue was almost due, and then a massive storm was quietly rolling in. Inside the Xiao estate, Xiao Han was listening to a report from his right-hand man, his expression dark as a thundercloud. "You're saying Chen Changsheng has been stockpiling rare medicines just to stabilize that worthless woman's pregnancy?" "Yes, young master. And Lin Qingyue should be giving birth any day now." Xiao Han crushed the jade cup in his hand to dust. Ever since the engagement was broken off, he figured Lin Qingyue would spend her days in misery. Instead, some guy had swept her away like a prize. But what really got under his skin was that Lin Qingyue might actually be carrying a spirit root child. If she actually gave birth to a kid with a spirit root, it'd be like screaming to the whole world that Xiao Han had no eyes to see, and that Chen Changsheng was the real winner who saw what he missed. Some nobody who picked up my cast-offs. Getting to step on my name to climb up? No way. Make it clean. Kill them all. Anyone who crosses me, Xiao Han, only gets one outcome: death. That night, muffled groans of pain drifted out from the delivery room. I paced the courtyard anxiously. Even having lived 2 lives, welcoming a new life into the world still had me on edge. Right then, a dark figure slipped into the backyard like a ghost. A few guards were about to call out when a flash of cold light cut through the dark. They didn't even get a scream out. They just dropped into a pool of blood. "Who's there?" My heart was pounding as I was about to yell for help. A wave of icy killing intent locked onto me instantly. That was a cultivator's pressure. My whole body felt like it had been plunged into ice. Before I could even react, a surge of spiritual energy clamped around my throat. Suffocation hit my brain like a freight train. A figure in black slowly stepped toward me, eyes full of bloodlust. like he was looking at a lamb about to be slaughtered. The Lin family. I forced out 2 words with everything I had. But the Lin family was making money off me. They had no reason to kill the golden goose. Kid, in your next life, keep your eyes open. Blame yourself for marrying a woman you shouldn't have. You embarrassed young Master Xiao. Xiaohan, it's him. Rage flooded through me. All right, time to send you on your way. Your wife and kid will be right behind you. The man in black tightened his grip, about to crush my windpipe. Right at that razor's edge, a piercing cry of a newborn suddenly rang out from the delivery room. The man in black flinched for just a second, instinctively glancing toward the delivery room. At that exact moment, deep in my mind, that red fruit that had been ripening for so long finally matured. I didn't hesitate, I devoured it. The next second, a massive torrent of energy exploded through every inch of my body. In an instant, some kind of shackle inside me shattered. That torrent blasted through my meridians, burning through old blockages and blowing them apart. Spiritual energy from heaven and earth came surging toward me, condensing into pure power at my core. In the blink of an eye, I went from a regular guy all the way to peak chi refining. The man in black finally sensed something was off. This pathetic little ant in front of him had just unleashed an aura that made him tremble. You! He was horrified. He started to fall back. But the very next second, my eyes blazed with golden light. The hands that had been pinned down shot out. I grabbed the man in black by the wrist. Then came a sharp crack. The sound of bone shattering. Before he could even react, I was already on top of him. 1 punch straight to the chest. That punch carried every last drop of power from peak chi refining, plus every ounce of rage I had built up. His chest caved in instantly. His heart turned to mush. He flew back and dropped dead on the spot. I stood there catching my breath, feeling the power surging inside me. The killing intent in my eyes hadn't faded, but I knew this wasn't the time to lose it. I moved fast, searched the body, grabbed his storage pouch. Then I burned the corpse to ash. Not a single trace left behind. Once that was done, I steadied my breathing and let the killing energy settle. Then I pushed open the delivery room door. He's here, sir, it's a boy! The midwife held the baby, beaming from ear to ear. I rushed in. First I looked at Lin Qingyue, pale and exhausted, and squeezed her hand gently. Then I turned to look at the baby in the swaddle. A perfect little boy, soft as jade. The face was all me. When my fingers touched the baby's skin, sure enough, I felt a pulse of wood and fire spiritual energy. He has a spirit root, husband. Qingyue, it's a boy. I kept my voice low, barely holding back the excitement. And just like you, he has a spirit root. Amazing! Our son can walk the path of cultivation. He won't have to live like a commoner getting pushed around. She was lost in the joy of it all, completely unaware of what had just gone down in the courtyard. I gently patted her hand and spoke softly to comfort her, but inside my heart was heavy. Xiaohan had made his move. This was a blood feud now. His man failed and never came back. Xiaohan was going to get suspicious. He'd probably send someone even stronger next time, even with peak chi refining on my side. The Xiao family was on a completely different level. If I showed my hand now, it'd only bring foundation building cultivators, or worse, down on me. I needed to think this through. I frowned, staring out the window. And pretty quickly, a solid plan came to mind. Not long after, I spent serious money on a courtyard, right next to the Lin estate. This was a smart move. The whole idea? Borrow someone else's power. As long as I had my wife and kid living right under the Lin family's nose, the outside world would assume the Lin family had taken us under their wing. And in Qingyun City, nobody's bold enough to kill someone on the Lin family's doorstep. Sure enough, Xiaohan saw that his man never came back, then heard I had moved right next to the Lin estate overnight. His face turned to stone. He connected the dots the obvious way. The Lin family must have secretly stepped in and saved us, and cleaned up his people in the process. As for the assassination being exposed, he wasn't really worried. After all, the Zhao family had a nascent soul patriarch about to come out of seclusion. Without hard evidence, the Lin family wouldn't dare make a move on the Xiaos. For now, Xiaohan had no choice but to swallow his rage. He filed it away and told himself he'd get revenge when the time was right. I had bought myself some breathing room. Little did I know, I was walking straight into another trap. In the days that followed, I used the profits from the Chen family's gem business, and publicly said I wanted to get stronger physically, buying up martial arts techniques. In reality, I was quietly collecting cultivation manuals to level up. During that time, a piece of news blew up the cultivation world in Qingyun City. 300 miles outside the city, in the Black Wind Mountains, an ancient secret realm was about to appear. Word was the place was full of spirit herbs. It even supposedly contained foundation building pills that drove chi refiners absolutely crazy. Every lone cultivator and clan disciple in the city lost their minds. Everyone was grouping up and heading out, but I couldn't care less. Compared to that kind of blood-soaked grind, nothing beats staying home, holding your wife and having kids, building up strength the safe and steady way. At the same time, I knew I absolutely could not let my cultivation slip out. A regular guy suddenly showing up with power would bring a world of trouble. But I also couldn't keep hiding it forever. I needed a perfect cover story. So one day I quietly slipped into the deep mountains and came home half a month later battered and bruised. I told everyone I'd slipped off a cliff while out walking and barely made it back alive. After all that setup, I finally breathed easy. If my cultivation comes out later, it should be fine now. But thinking about Xiaohan's threat, my expression darkened again. That guy took a big L. He's not gonna let it go. The moment he figured out I wasn't actually backed by the Lin family, he'd come at me hard. I had to get stronger fast, otherwise I'd just be someone else's punching bag. So after resting for half a year, once Lin Qingyu had more or less recovered, I got back to the grind. And since I'd broken through to peak chi refining, my body had hit a whole new level. No more aching back. Honestly, I was handling it with ease. Lin Qingyue was often the one struggling to keep up. Right until one morning, she stared at my extremely energetic self with a weird look on her face. Like she wanted to say something, but held back. Husband. Those supplements might help in the moment, but they're bad for your body long term. You really should ease up. I laughed it off. I told her I'd just been training hard lately. Built up some natural strength. Not taking anything. But as time went on, my smile started to fade. After grinding for most of a year, Lin Qingyu's belly still hadn't moved. Strange. I checked the bloodline ancient tree in my mind. Looking at the branches, it's still completely empty. A creeping doubt took hold. Was there some kind of limit on this tree? Could each woman only grow one fruit? Was this thing basically forcing me to marry different women? That thought put me in a real bind. Regular women couldn't produce spirit root offspring, but your average female cultivator wouldn't give me a second look. So where was I supposed to find crippled immortal maidens? Just as I was completely stuck, a wild idea suddenly flashed through my head. Not long after, I quietly made my way to that ancient secret realm. But I wasn't there to loot the place. I was there to pick up the scraps. See if I could find some heavily injured immortal maiden who'd stumbled out. But I was disappointed. I crouched in the bushes for a solid half month. Everyone coming out of the realm was either a massive clan group or just a bunch of rough grizzled dudes. What made it even worse? Ambushers had already packed themselves outside the exit, waiting to rob whoever came through. I even watched with my own eyes, as a solo cultivator barely poked their head out, and got shot down by a rain of arrows. Their storage pouch cleaned out on the spot. This cultivation world really is a dark forest. I shook my head, but I wasn't rattled. Most of those ambushers were mid-level chi refiners, not strong enough to force their way in, just picking up scraps. Zero threat to me. I staked out for another half month. Still nothing. Just as I was about to pack it up and head home, a stumbling figure suddenly burst into my line of sight. A woman, looked to be in her early 30s, stunning. One hand clutching her chest, staggering, barely making it out of the realm. She looked rough, but still carried herself with that effortless charm only a mature woman has. But the moment she showed up, a pack of men burst out from the surrounding trees and closed in around her. Where do you think you're running off to, sweetheart? We've been waiting here a long time. Liu Hanyan's face fell in despair. She was just a lone cultivator. No connections, no backing. She'd grinded all the way up to the 8th layer of chi refining. Figured she'd try her luck in the secret realm. Didn't get squat and got ambushed on top of it. Her cultivation completely wiped out. And now she had run right into this pack of thugs. Was this really how she was going to die today? She gripped her broken sword tight. A flash of resolve crossed her eyes. I was hiding in the shadows at that point, and the moment I laid eyes on the gorgeous Liu Hanyan, I lit up. Finally, a damsel in distress. Other people might be after your valuables, but not me, Chen Changsheng. Watching those guys about to make a move, I held my breath. Quietly activated my technique, suppressing every trace of my spiritual energy to nothing. Then I deliberately snapped a dry branch underfoot. Who's there? The men snapped to attention instantly. Everyone turned. When they saw me standing there, looking completely terrified, the tension in the group dropped immediately. Just some regular guy wandering through. Out here in the middle of nowhere. Tough luck, pal. You just saw something you weren't supposed to see. So you're not walking out of here. The moment those words left his mouth, a streak of cold light cut through the air. It froze straight through his chest. The fear on my face was gone. I calmly pulled back the hand that had cast the technique. The leader went wide-eyed. Only in his final seconds did he realize I was no ordinary man. The other three exploded. What the? Playing dumb this whole time? This guy's sneaky as hell. Get him, all of you! In their minds, I had only gotten the drop on their guy by sneaking. My real power had to be low. All three went full power, artifacts blazing, trying to blow me to pieces. I scoffed. Peak chi refining? Full throttle. I moved like lightning, a single punch. The raw power shredded their attacks clean. A few screams later, it was over. 3 corpses on the ground, their eyes full of frustration and disbelief. If you're already a peak chi refining master, you could walk through that secret realm like you owned it. Why are you out here crouching in the bushes with us? This dude is something else. Honestly, even I was a little surprised. Didn't realize I'd gotten this strong. If I'd known, I wouldn't have bothered with all that sneaky setup. Liu Hanyan, standing nearby, was completely floored. Her hand, still holding the broken sword, froze in midair. She looked at the bodies, then at me, not a scratch on me. Her despair turned into something even deeper. Fear. A peak chi refining cultivator was scarier than all those thugs combined. Was he going to rob her too? With that thought, Liu Hanyan let out a hollow laugh and raised the sword to end it. Chen Changsheng, I'm telling you, don't do anything stupid. That voice hit like a thunderclap right next to my ear. My blood lurched. I couldn't move a muscle. Then Lin Konghai, the Lin clan patriarch, appeared out of thin air, looking at me like I was an ant. The Chen estate was right next to the Lin clan. His late-stage core formation perception had sensed everything long ago. Lin Konghai gestured toward my wives and kids. If you behave yourself, they'll live in luxury under the Lin clan's protection. If you refuse to cooperate, I'll start with your wives, right in front of you. Looking at my children's innocent little faces, rage and helplessness hit me at the same time. Against a core formation cultivator, my trump cards weren't worth a thing. I unclenched my fist. Until I'm strong enough, I had no choice. I had to accept it. Soon, our whole family was moved into a separate courtyard on the Lin estate. High-level restriction formations were set up outside. Cultivators stood guard in shifts. Not even a fly could get out. Apart from the servant who brought meals, we were completely cut off from the outside world. Meanwhile, in the Lin clan's council hall, Patriarch Lin Kanghai sat at the head of the table. Clan head Lin Jin stood below, excitedly laying out everything about my descendants' spiritual roots. If what the clan head says is true, and we've got Chen Changsheng under control, the Lin clan can produce descendants with spiritual roots endlessly. Give it a few years and the Lin clan will rise for sure. The elders all started buzzing, some with pure greed in their eyes, but a few stayed skeptical. Real or not, let's test it ourselves. Fifth elder. Your branch hasn't produced a single descendant with a spiritual root in 10 years. This first shot is yours. Thank you, Patriarch. I'll get on it right away. Shortly after, the fifth elder picked a girl from his branch, Lin Wan-er, and demanded she conceive a child with another man. Lin Wan-er heard that and felt the world collapse. But no matter how much she hated it, there was zero room to push back. The fifth elder was basically God to her. If he told her to die, her own father wouldn't hesitate for a second. At the same time, Lin Jin came to my quiet courtyard. Straight to the point. He demanded I cooperate with the Lin clan in continuing the bloodline, every word dripping with threat. But honestly, I exhaled with relief. Just having kids, it's not like they're draining my blood or anything. Still, I put on my best reluctant face. Said I could work with them, but I have one condition. For every pregnancy, the Lin clan has to compensate me. Techniques, pills, artifacts, take your pick. Lin Jin narrowed his eyes and ran the numbers fast. I'd already missed my prime cultivation window. Even with resources, I'd cap out at foundation stage at best. But if he could keep me willing, even extend my lifespan by a few extra decades, that's a great deal. Lin Jin put on a smile and agreed. That evening, Lin Wan-er was brought to my room. Tear stains still on her face. She looked at me cold, eyes full of disgust and numbness. Her voice was ice cold, like she was walking to her execution. An hour later, Lin Wan-er straightened herself up and walked out the door. Not a single word exchanged the whole time. Outside the gate, a beautiful woman had been pacing anxiously. The moment Lin Wan-er saw her, she lost it completely. Mom, why? Why is this happening? It's the Patriarch's orders. There's nothing we can do. A week later, a doctor confirmed it. Lin Wan-er was pregnant. The fifth elder was over the moon, immediately cleared her of all clan duties. Told her to rest and take care of herself. Promised that if the child had a spiritual root, the rewards would be massive. Meanwhile, in my quiet courtyard, I felt it. Deep in my mind, a new red fruit was slowly forming on the bloodline tree. Strong and solid, I smiled a little. The Lin clan just saved me a ton of trouble. Resources and female cultivators, all delivered right to my door. A month later, the fifth elder rushed frantically to Lin Wan-er's place. After examining the fetus, his hand started shaking uncontrollably. And then he just burst out laughing. Ha ha ha, it's got a spiritual root, and it's a high-grade water spiritual root. He himself, the fifth elder of the Lin clan, only had a high-grade spiritual root, and now his branch had produced another one. He finally had a worthy successor. The fifth elder said those words, and the whole room went silent. Lin Wan-er's mother burst into happy tears. Her daughter only had a mid-grade spiritual root herself. Lin Wan-er rubbed her belly, eyes full of wonder. The mother rises with the child. With a kid like this, her status in the clan was about to skyrocket, and no strings attached either. When she thought about it that way, the humiliation from that night didn't seem like such a big deal anymore. But the fifth elder quickly spotted something even bigger. The child was high grade, one full rank above the mother's mid-grade root. Thinking about the spiritual roots of my other descendants, all of them were one rank higher than their mothers too. He landed on a jaw-dropping theory. The quality of a descendant's spiritual root is tied to the quality of the mother's root. The moment that hit him, the fifth elder dropped everything and shot out of there like a comet. Shortly after, the Lin clan council hall. The fifth elder laid out his theory, and every elder in the room forgot how to breathe. This meant they could not only produce descendants with spiritual roots endlessly, they could control the grade of those roots. The Lin clan could start producing high-grade geniuses, maybe even exceptional grade ones. Heaven is on our side! Lin Kanghai slammed the table in excitement and issued a decree that shook every woman in the Lin clan. Every branch, pick your women with the best spiritual roots. Send them to Chen Changsheng. The elders didn't object. They were literally racing each other out the door, terrified that if they were a step too slow, another branch would snatch the opportunity first. The first elder headed back and called in a middle-aged man, asked him, "Which woman in our branch has the best spiritual root right now?" "Among the unmarried ones, and the best we've got is mid-grade." The first elder's brow furrowed, clearly not impressed. His next question froze the man on the spot. "Only mid-grade, huh? What about the married ones?" The middle-aged man hesitated. "That'd be Wan Tang." "Yes, Aunt Wan Tang has a high-grade spiritual root. Wan Tang's husband has been dead for over 100 years, and she never had any children. Basically counts as unmarried." "Go get her." A moment later, a woman who looked to be in her early 30s walked in. Time hadn't touched her at all. If anything, it had deepened her charm and grace. "Wan Tang pays her respects, grandfather." Wantang, how long have you been stuck at early-stage foundation building? Forgive me, grandfather. Your granddaughter lacks talent. 30 years exactly. Lin Wantang's eyes dimmed, but then the first elder's next words completely changed her expression. Grandfather has a task for you. If you can pull it off, grandfather will spare no expense getting you a breakthrough pill. Grandfather, are you serious? What's the task? I'll do it. With a breakthrough pill, she'd have a 9 in 10 shot at hitting mid-stage foundation building. Her lifespan would stretch by several more decades. The first elder kept laying it on, then quickly ran through what the task actually was. But after hearing it all, Lin Wantang just stood there, face full of total disbelief. She was about to run herself through with a sword when I suddenly flashed her the warmest smile. Hey, don't be scared. I'm not one of those guys who preys on people when they're down. I'm not after your stuff. But in my head, I quietly added, I'm after your spiritual root. Liu Hanyan heard that, and something inside her just loosened up. Only then did she actually get a good look at my face. Sharp brows, bright eyes, the whole righteous hero look. Yeah, definitely not a bad guy. After everything she'd been through, her already drained body just couldn't hold on anymore. Everything went dark, and she crumpled softly to the ground. My bad. I smiled and got to work, quick and clean. Swept every storage bag off those bandits. Not a single thing left. Then I picked up the unconscious Liu Hanyan and vanished into the forest. Guess it's time to add another seat at the table. Back home, I took care of everything, and slowly, Liu Hanyan started to recover. But her cultivation was completely gone. She was just a normal person now. For someone as proud as a cultivator, that's honestly worse than dying. She'd just sit and stare out the window all day, totally empty. I knew I had to treat the root of the problem. Time to turn on the perfect boyfriend mode. Best food, best clothes, and I stayed by her side every day just to keep her company. Looking at my face, sincere and, let's be honest, pretty handsome, she finally let her guard down. She was a lone cultivator with no family, no connections, and now no power. The only person she could lean on was me. Maybe it was because they'd both been through the ringer. Lin Qingyue and Liu Hanyan quickly became like sisters. The back courtyard was surprisingly peaceful. After that, I shifted my focus to Liu Hanyan, and in less than a month it happened. Liu Hanyan was pregnant. The moment the doctor confirmed it, I let out a breath of relief, and it also confirmed what I'd suspected. The bloodline tree has a limitation. One woman can only bear one of my descendants. If I want more fruit, I've got to cast a wider net. Thinking about that, I couldn't help but glance north. Word was a small sect up there had just been wiped out by the Dark Path. A lot of female cultivators had fled. Looks like I'll need to go rescue some more damsels in distress. I straightened my collar and smiled. Just like that, over a year went by. Now, the hottest topic among the citizens of Qingyun City wasn't some young genius breaking through to foundation stage. It was the ridiculously wealthy owner of the Quiken Pavilion. Some people called me a living saint, said I was out here taking in desperate female cultivators with nowhere to go. Others just laughed and said I was obsessed with women, turned the whole estate into a harem. I honestly didn't care, just lying back in my rocking chair in the garden, enjoying the view. First wife Lin Qingyue was in the pavilion going over the account books. My eldest, Chen An, was chasing a big yellow dog through the flower beds. Second wife Liu Hanyan was cradling the baby, trying to get him to sleep. The little guy had a spiritual root too, and right beside me stood a cold, stunning woman with a very round belly. Her name was Luo Yuheng. A year ago, her sect was destroyed, and she fought through it all just to get her people out. But it shattered her meridians. She ended up on the slave market. Cultivators saw her as damaged goods. Wealthy civilians were too scared to get involved. Only I walked up with a smile and raised my paddle, bought her for 500 spirit stones, didn't treat her like a slave, gave her a proper name and status. Brought in the best doctors to heal her wounds and preserve the last bit of dignity she had as a cultivator. Now she's my devoted third wife. Then suddenly Luo Yuheng's brow furrowed. She pressed both hands over her very swollen belly. A flash of pain crossed her cool face. I shot up from the rocking chair instantly. Grabbed her! Luo Yuheng clenched her teeth and nodded. Get the midwife! Heat the water! I hollered like I'd done it 100 times. The servant scrambled into action. At this point, delivering babies at the Chen estate had become more routine than running the business. Half an hour later, a sharp, clear cry cut through the silence of the back courtyard. Standing outside the birthing room, I exhaled, and at that exact same moment, something deep in my mind gave a little tremor. 2 fruit, red as blood, hung heavy from the branches of the bloodline tree. One from my second son, one from the third who'd just been born. Activate both at once, and I could smash right through the bottleneck. From late-stage QE refinement straight to mid-stage foundation building. But weirdly enough, I held back. A power spike that massive, there's no hiding it. A regular guy becoming a foundation stage master overnight? If anyone found out, there's no explaining that. I decided, don't touch these unless it's a true crisis. These are my biggest trump card, but I never imagined the crisis I'd been dreading would come this fast, or be this brutal. A few days later, people showed up from the Lin clan. Somehow they'd found out that my firstborn had a spiritual root. Clan head Lin Zhen led the group himself, wanted to take the kid back for special training. That part I'd expected. What I hadn't expected, though. The second Lin Zhen stepped into the courtyard. He noticed both of my other kids had spiritual roots too. His breathing got heavy. His eyes lit up like a furnace. One kid with a spiritual root, maybe a coincidence, but 3 in a row. 3 kids from different mothers, that's no accident. The common factor has to be the father. That thought hit him, and Lin Zhen stormed over and grabbed my wrist without a word. A wave of spiritual energy forced its way in. My stomach dropped. Too late to hide it. Key refinement stage. You actually have cultivation? I knew I couldn't talk my way out of this, so I pulled out the cover story I'd already prepared. Said I fell off a cliff years ago and stumbled into something extraordinary. Came back and discovered I had power. As for why all the kids have spiritual roots, honestly, I have no idea either. I thought that might work, but Lin Zhen just squinted and started slowly sizing me up. 3 kids with spiritual roots. A wild plan was forming in his head. I felt that look, the kind that means nothing good, and my heart slowly sank. I was desperately trying to think of an excuse to bail when Lin Zhen dropped a very loaded line. Son-in-law starting today. Why don't you move the whole family into the Lin estate? I squeezed my fist. He wants to lock me up. Lin Zhen is only at early stage foundation building. If I unleash mid to late foundation power, I might just be able to fight my way out. I was about to activate the fruit when an absolutely crushing pressure slammed down from above. The Dream Immortal looked at me, already at Yuan Ying level. And for a moment, something warm flickered in those cold eyes. Come with me. She held out her hand, not as a command, but as an equal offering. Come back to the sacred ground, be my Tao companion, be a father to your children. I smiled quietly, glanced back at my wives and kids, then looked at the Dream Immortal. 18 years later, my descendants filled the entire cultivation world. Every single one, a legend. And the bloodline tree in my mind finally reached toward the last fruit, the eternal Tao fruit. The moment I swallowed it, heaven and earth rumbled. The void cracked open. A power that blew past every limit of this world surged through me. The power of a true immortal. After it all, I stood with my hands clasped behind my back, turned to look at my wives, children, and grandchildren, a whole crowd of them. Lin Qingyue looked at me, a little anxious. Honey, are you really leaving? The Dream Immortal, though, had a playful glint in her eyes, absolutely fired up. This lower realm got boring a long time ago. I hear the immortal world is full of crazy talented people. Might as well go check it out. I smiled and waved my hand. The bloodline tree revealed itself. It grew into an enormous tree that blotted out the sky and wrapped around the entire sacred ground, taking all my wives and children with it. Kids, your father is ascending! In front of thousands of stunned cultivators, the tree tore free from the earth, punched through the void, and shot through the wide-open gates of the immortal realm. She was stuttering, trying to come up with an excuse, but the Grand Elder cut her off. Wan Tang. Grandpa's doing this for the family. You're over 200 years old and you still don't have a kid. Don't you want to leave something behind? If this child is born with a supreme spirit root, that kid will be the backbone of our bloodline. Half an hour later, Lin Wantang finally said yes. Sure, the boundary-breaking pill was tempting, but she'd always wanted a child of her own. The problem? Once you hit foundation building, even with a husband, conceiving is nearly impossible. But if this guy could actually give her a child, she'd have no regrets. Over a month later, another woman was sent to my room. But this time, something was different. She didn't act shy or try to hide like the others. She walked straight in and sat on the bed, just sizing me up. You're Chen Changsheng? I blinked. This woman actually spoke first. I gave a small nod. Lin Wantang smiled, all charm, and said, not bad looking. Come here. She curled her finger at me. I walked over without thinking. The second a bad feeling hit me, I got tackled onto the bed. I tried to fight back, couldn't. She was just way too strong. Half an hour later, I dragged myself up, ready to leave. Then a soft hand grabbed me. Lin Wantang looked up at me, clearly not done. Eyes all soft and flirty. Don't rush off. Keep me company. A full day and night later, I was walking out holding the wall, legs shaking, terrifying. Foundation building cultivators are absolutely no joke. But the moment I checked my inner vision, every bit of exhaustion just vanished. There on my bloodline ancient tree, a massive red fruit was forming. The quality blew everything before it out of the water. Seeing that, I felt like a farmer after a long harvest, smiled and thought, worth it. A month later, the Grand Elder personally examined Lin Wantang's womb. The second that purple light lit up, even his hands started trembling. Purple. It's actually a supreme spirit root. Everyone in the room gasped. Lin Wantang covered her mouth in shock. A supreme spirit root means, as long as nothing goes wrong, breaking through to nascent soul is basically guaranteed. Wantang, you are the greatest contributor to this family. The Grand Elder was beaming, face flushed with excitement. He immediately pulled out a fine jade bottle and handed it over. Take it, that's the boundary-breaking pill. The family treasury is open to you. Take whatever you need. Right then, a middle-aged man spoke up to the Grand Elder. Next time it's our branch's turn, how about we send my granddaughter? She has a mid-grade spirit root. Before he even finished, someone immediately clapped back. Your granddaughter already has a partner. What are you even jumping in for? So what if she has a partner? That means she can't have a kid. Then my granddaughter qualifies too. She's single, also mid-grade spirit root. Your granddaughter? She's not even from the Lin family. Everyone was going at it, faces red, all over one slot. Nearly came to blows. Enough! The Grand Elder's roar shut everyone up. Then, out of nowhere, a completely unexpected voice rang out. Grandpa, just let me go again. Maybe I can give the family another supreme spirit root child, Lin Wantang said, rubbing her belly. She got a taste of the benefits, and now she wanted to monopolize the opportunity. The Grand Elder thought for a moment, scanned the room, and finally nodded. All right, I'll leave it to you again. If you can give the family another gifted child, Grandpa will reward you big time. The others weren't happy, but they shut their mouths anyway. No choice. In their branch, Lin Wantang simply had the best spirit root. Not long after, the third elder Lin Hongyu came out of seclusion. Right before I was forced into the Lin estate, he had just gone into closed-door training. He'd successfully broken through to core formation. Mood was pretty good. But then he heard his personal maid's full report about me. Lin Hongyu snapped instantly. Outrageous! Lin family women are precious. How could they all be sent to that Chen Changsheng? But then the maid said something that stopped him cold. My lord, the family head also asked me to tell you, Lin Wantang is pregnant, with a supreme spirit root. What? A supreme spirit root? You sure you heard that right? Absolutely certain. The Grand Elder already gave out a boundary-breaking pill. Lin Hongyu couldn't sit still anymore. Their branch had always been in fierce competition with the Grand Elder's line. Now the other side just produced a supreme spirit root. In a few hundred years, his branch would be stomped into the ground. Lin Hongyu immediately asked his maid, In our branch right now, who's the most talented woman? The maid glanced at Lin Hongyu, then shook her head. This servant doesn't know. She actually did know. She just didn't dare say it. Go get Lin Feng for me. A moment later, Lin Hongyu's direct descendant Lin Feng rushed over. Ancestor, you called for me? In our branch right now? Who's the most talented woman? Well, naturally that'd be you, Ancestor. Who in our branch could possibly be more talented than you? Lin Hongyu let out a small laugh, but her eyes flickered with a hint of discomfort. She cleared her throat and said, besides me, who's the most talented woman? Well, besides you, the most talented would be cousin Qing Shui. She's mid-grade spirit root. Mid-grade? There's no one with high-grade talent? Knowing the Grand Elder used high-grade Lin Wantang and got a supreme spirit root out of it. She had zero interest in mid-grade talent now, but what really got her was, Lin Feng actually said proudly, our branch has been heavy on males for generations. There are no high-grade women, only one high-grade male, and that's me. Lin Hongyu shot him a glare, then waved him off. Get out! Lin Feng could feel the tension and didn't dare stick around. He backed out fast. The room went quiet, just Lin Hongyu alone. She paced back and forth, expression shifting. Only mid-grade. How are we supposed to compete with Lin Wantang's high grade? If we want to stay ahead of the Grand Elder's branch, unless... Lin Hongyu stopped. She looked at the mirror, at that face. Still stunning, still cold. Not long after, on a quiet late night, my door was suddenly blasted open by an invisible force. I thought maybe this time it'd be someone younger. But when I looked up, I froze. A cold, strikingly beautiful middle-aged woman walked in. Her appearance was concealed by a magic artifact, but what really scared me, her aura was several times more terrifying than Lin Wantang's. Even the spiritual energy in my body seized up. Core formation cultivator. Had to be. I instinctively grabbed my lower back. Internally panicking. Has the Lin family lost their minds? How are the women they send getting stronger every time? Who could survive this? Lin Hongyu gave me one cold glance. No words. Just a casual wave. A soundproof barrier sealed the room. The entire time that followed, Lin Hongyu stayed completely icy, eyes barely open. Like she was performing some sacred ritual. I was trembling the whole time, walking on eggshells, terrified of doing something wrong and getting slapped to death. The second it was over, Lin Hongyu vanished into a blur, gone from the room in an instant. Left behind only a faint trace of fragrance, and a room still heavy with her pressure. I collapsed on the bed, gasping for air. This isn't a good time. This is straight up surviving a tribulation. But just as fast, the corners of my mouth started curling up, because in my mind, a fruit bending down its branch was slowly ripening. This was totally worth it. After that, the Lin family sent a new woman every month, and every time I helped them complete the task, I got techniques, artifacts, and pills in return. I played along on the surface, but in the shadows, I was building up strength. During this time, I consumed a fruit and broke through to foundation building. I told everyone it was the pills, but nothing stays secret forever. One day, the true ruler of Qingyun Prefecture, the Taishuan Holy Land, sent an inspector to the Lin family to collect the annual tribute. The inspector planned to grab the tribute and leave, but passing by the back courtyard, something felt off. There was pure, dense, spiritual energy, the kind you get from newborns. Wait, the Lin family, why do they suddenly have so many gifted children? Out of curiosity, she quietly used a secret technique to investigate, and what she found made her jaw drop. Every single one of those children had high-grade spirit roots. Some even had supreme ones. She started digging. Didn't take long to uncover the Lin family's secret, and mine. This person's bloodline can mass-produce geniuses. The inspector's eyes lit up. She took the discovery and left immediately. The news reached the Taishuan Holy Land fast. In the Grand Hall, the Holy Land's master, Immortal Venerable Mengli, listened to the report. A flicker of surprise crossed her cold phoenix eyes. You're saying this person can consistently produce high-grade spirit root offspring? Immortal Venerable Mengli fell into thought. The Taishuan Holy Land was the dominant power, but over the last century, talent had been drying up. Top-tier prodigies were basically gone. and she herself had been stuck at late nascent soul for hundreds of years, unable to even touch the threshold of God transformation. The ancient texts say, if you can birth a child with an innate Tao body, the feedback from the heavenly Tao's energy could give you a shot at breaking through. Immortal Venerable Mengli let out a quiet sigh. I've walked the emotionless Tao for hundreds of years, and this is where I'm stuck. Maybe this is heaven's way of telling me to step into the mortal world and face my karmic trial. With that thought settled, Immortal Venerable Mengli slowly rose and made a decision that was about to shake the entire cultivation world. She'd go to the Lin family herself. That night, the Quiet Heart courtyard was unusually still. No Lin family elders standing guard, no spiritual barrier formations active. Then a breathtakingly cold and beautiful woman pushed open the door and walked in. What threw me off was there wasn't a single trace of spiritual energy on her. Yet I felt a deep soul-level dread. "Who are you?" I asked on full alert. She didn't answer right away, just looked at me quietly, like her gaze cut straight through every act I was putting on. Then she said something strange. "I'm borrowing something from you, to settle a karmic debt." That night felt like a baptism of the soul, hazy, yet more real than anything. Afterward, she didn't leave like the others. She took one long, deep look at me, like she was confirming something, then her form began to fade. Gone, just like that. A week later, when I checked the bloodline ancient tree in my mind again, I froze completely. At the very top of the tree, a colossal fruit radiating 9-colored divine light was quietly taking shape. The pressure it gave off was making every other fruit on the tree tremble. Just what level was that woman? I finally realized, and broke into a cold sweat. A year later, the Lin family women who'd gotten pregnant all started giving birth. The estate was full of celebration, and I hit a massive harvest of my own. Multiple ripened bloodline fruits hanging from the branches, and one 9-colored divine light fruit that could ripen any moment. By my estimate, if I consumed all the ripe fruits at once, I could push all the way to late core formation. Even the Lin family ancestor wouldn't dare underestimate me. I looked out the window and muttered, "Finally, time to break out of this cage." But just as I was getting into the zone, ready to consume the fruits, a catastrophic crisis hit out of nowhere. At that exact moment in the Xiao family's forbidden ground, a sky-shaking, killing aura exploded. The Xiao family ancestor had successfully broken through to early nascent soul and emerged from seclusion. Xiaohan had never stopped thinking about getting back at me. But what frustrated him was, the Lin family had been keeping me locked away this whole time, zero outside contact, no opening for him. He could only grit his teeth and keep a close eye on the Lin estate. Then, he stumbled onto something. The Lin family kept producing abnormally gifted children. He had a hunch it was connected to me, so he brought that theory to his grandfather, Xiao Shuihe. The Xiao and Lin families were the two biggest powers in Qingyun City. On the surface, cordial. Behind the scenes, always watching each other. Xiao Shuihe initially brushed it off, until he snuck into the Lin estate, masked his presence, and swept his divine sense over the Quiet Heart courtyard. He cultivated the blood god art, which made him extremely sensitive to qi and blood. And right now, the bloodline fruits inside me hadn't been consumed yet. To Xiao Shuihe's eyes, I was basically a walking human-shaped elixir. Ha ha ha, heaven is on my side! With this much bloodline energy, if the old man consumes it, I could break straight through to late nascent soul in one shot. Nascent soul. And he didn't hold back for a second. He made his move. A massive, sky-blotting hand appeared out of thin air, shattered every barrier in the Quiet Heart courtyard instantly, and came straight for me. At the critical moment, the Lin family ancestor Lin Kangwei let out a furious roar. "Who dares break into the Lin estate?" He unleashed his late core formation cultivation, trying to block it. But Xiao Shuihe barely even flicked his wrist, and Lin Kangwei went flying, life or death unknown. "We're done. Xiao Shuihe is already at nascent soul." Lin Zhen and the others went pale as ghosts, watching that giant hand come down in despair. Life or death on the line. I stopped hiding, one thought, and I activated every ripe fruit at once. Terrifying energy detonated inside me, like a flood breaking through a dam. Early core formation, mid, late, peak. I roared and threw a palm strike, and actually blocked that bloody giant hand. Oh, he was hiding his cultivation, core formation peak. Interesting. But in front of nascent soul, core formation is still just an ant. He grinned and launched his life treasure, the 10,000 soul blood banner, sending countless vengeful spirits screaming out. His terrifying nascent soul pressure completely locked down this entire space. He wanted to refine me into a blood pill on the spot. Damn, still just short. I held on with everything I had, but core formation versus nascent soul, there's still a massive gap. The blood energy inside me started spiraling out of control, consciousness fading. Am I really gonna fall here? I refused to accept this. At that do-or-die moment, from deep within the distant Taishuan Holy Land, a baby's cry suddenly rang out. Heaven and earth changed in an instant. Purple Kui flooded in from 30,000 li away. At the same time, that 9-colored fruit in my mind, silent for so long, dropped from its branch. Without hesitation, I swallowed the supreme fruit immediately. A force beyond all rules awakened inside me. My cultivation tore through like a runaway train, blasting right through the nascent soul barrier at full speed. Early nascent soul, mid, late, peak nascent soul. What is this aura? No way. Just who are you? Xiaozhui screamed, and tried to bolt, turning into a streak of bloodlight. Too late. I slowly opened my eyes. Divine light blazed in my gaze, like a god looking down on insects. I lifted one hand and pointed. To the sound of Xiaozhui's desperate dying screams, his nascent soul body and the 10,000 soul blood banner were ground to dust by that single finger. Xiaohan, far in the back, had already scared himself still, liquid running down his legs. He tried to crawl away, and I casually sent a sword key that sliced him to ash. Dead silence. Every member of the Lin family crumpled to the ground. They stared at the figure in the sky, that godlike silhouette, and just trembled. Who could have imagined? The man they'd been keeping like a pet was actually a supreme being. I slowly exhaled, feeling the power surging inside me. So this is what having real strength feels like. I love it. Right then, the sky burst into 1,000 colors. Celestial music filled the air. Immortal Venerable Mengli descended from the sky, cradling a tiny, jade-carved baby girl. I looked at the infant. A deep, blood-connected pull hit my heart. And I recognized her instantly. Immortal Venerable Mengli was the mystery woman from that night. She looked at me, now a full nascent soul cultivator, and something warm and approving flickered in her cold eyes. Come with me. She extended her hand, not as a command. It was an equal invitation. Come back to the Holy Land, be my cultivation partner. Be this child's father. I smiled, looked back at my wives and children, then looked at Immortal Venerable Mengli. Yeah, 18 years later, my children were spread all across the cultivation world. Every single one, elite. And the bloodline ancient tree in my mind finally bore its last fruit. The eternal Tao fruit. The moment I swallowed it, heaven and earth thundered. The void shattered. A force that transcended the limits of this entire realm surged through me. That was the power of a true immortal. It's time. I stood with my hands behind my back, looking at everyone behind me. All my beloved women, and the masses of children and grandchildren. Lin Qingyue looked nervous. She looked up at me. Husband, are we really leaving? Immortal Venerable Mengli's eyes gleamed, full of excitement. This lower realm has nothing left for us. I've heard the immortal realm is full of top-tier prodigies. Be fun to see. I smiled, raised my hand, and the bloodline ancient tree materialized. It grew into a massive, sky-covering divine tree, and wrapped around the entire Holy Land, enveloping every single one of my wives and children within it. My children, ascend with your father. The words dropped, and under the awestruck gazes of countless cultivators, that ancient tree rose from the earth, smashed through the void, and shot straight through the gates of the immortal realm.